So if you want tons of energy, you have to learn to view and understand your body at a cellular level. This takes time. Now, I've spent hours and thousands of dollars learning this from people way smarter than me. And what I found is that when it comes to actually getting more energy, there's typically 3 things that you can check and potentially fix. And those 3 things, if you don't have them, they're gonna give you tons of energy. And reality is that most people, they don't have them and they don't even know about it. Now, I'm just gonna assume that you're already doing all the no shit Sherlock things, such as getting enough sleep, not eating like a fucking pig, ultra processed food, but you're actually eating good healthy food. And obviously you work out regularly, but you still don't have energy. And the first thing you wanna check and potentially do something about is going to be your gut health. Now, when people hear gut health, they usually think eating probiotics or just cutting off sugar. However, gut health isn't something that you add, it's something that you actually stop destroying from the beginning. Because most gut issues, they do not start in the gut. They start with all types of things like chronic stress, poor sleep, long-term usage of antibiotics. If you've been taking antibiotics a lot of times, there's a good probability that your gut health is kind of messed up. Things like constant stimulation and years of just pushing your body without having enough time to actually relax and take it easy. That state alone changes your entire digestive system. Stomach acid, enzyme production, and overall just how well your body are able to absorb nutrients. So even if you're eating well already, but let's say that you've been stressed out for years now, your body might not even be able to absorb all the nutrition that you're putting inside your body from the beginning because you already have poor gut health because of the stress. And when nutrients are not absorbed properly, energy levels, they drop at a cellular level. And that's why people can eat clean, they can train consistently, and still feel tired, foggy, and just flat out of energy. It's an absorption problem. And until your gut environment is actually supported, no amount of eating healthy is ever going to fix this. Also, this is going to be one of the core things that you want to fix, especially if you're a man right now who wakes up with low libido, low sex drive, because your gut health plays a pivotal role in making sure that your T levels, testosterone levels, is actually at a high level. I'm going to do a separate video of that in the future, talking specifically about that. But for now, let's just stick to the topic. But you definitely want to make sure that you have good gut health. Now, I'm going to have a PDF in the description on a document that you can download on how to actually restore your gut health. Now, the second thing you probably want to do, if you, let's say you do the gut health thing, you feel like you're having good, healthy gut, but something is still off, you don't have energy still, then you probably want to do something called a DNA methylation test. A lot of people don't realize this, but actually around 30 to 40% of everybody carries a gene variation that could affect a process called methylation. In simple terms, what it means is your body may absorb certain B vitamins less efficient, especially something called folate. Now, it doesn't mean that you're broken, it doesn't mean that something is wrong with you, it doesn't mean that you're going to die, but it does mean what works for one person doesn't always work for the other person. And pushing harder doesn't change biology. And this is one of the reasons why people can eat well, they can train consistently, and still feel tired, foggy, flat, and just unenergized. And this was me. I used to eat healthy, I used to work out consistently, but I still felt like I had no energy whatsoever. And so I got recommended to do a methylation test. I did it, and it turned out I had a specific gene variation that made it hard for me to absorb specific B vitamins from food. So I had to specifically start consuming B vitamins that had folate in them, so that my body could actually take in the B vitamins. And I'm telling you, when I started supplementing specifically for the vitamins that my body needed at a cellular level, that gave me surges of energy. So if you're actually serious about getting energy, I highly recommend taking one of these methylation tests. I don't have any affiliates, I have no cooperation. I'm just telling you from my own experience, This is what literally saved my energy. And you might take a test and it might turn out like you have no problem at all, which is good. Then at least you know that that's not the problem, and then you can start looking for other things. But there's no reason to start taking thousands of supplements when you have no clue if your body can't even take them in the first place. All right, last but definitely not least is to understand that your energy is not just a body issue. It's an entire system issue. You see, you can fix your gut. You can dial in your nutrition perfectly. But if your nervous system is constantly under pressure, financial stress, mental stress, always on, always pushing, your body is gonna stay in conservation mode. And that means low energy, worse recovery, flatter mood, low libido, low sex drive, low everything you can possibly think about. Not because you're weak, because your body is prioritizing survival mode over performance, and it's going to be impossible to maintain a healthy body long term if that is the case. Because you gotta realize that health isn't just having a healthy body, it's having a healthy system. Your body matters, obviously, we talked about that, but your mind also matters, and your environment also matters. And that's what I call the Trinity of Wholeness. To really feel good at every single level, I found out that there's 3 things you need to have. You need to have a capable body, you need to have a regulated mind, and you need financial capabilities. You have all those 3 things, you're going to feel good at a cellular level. You lack one, the rest pulls more weight than they're supposed to. So it's a symbiotic relationship. You can't have one without the other. Took me a decade to figure this out. And if you want to understand how all of these 3 works together and how you can build each one on the next one in a logical step that makes sense, so you're actually gonna feel as you start working for you, well then subscribe, because everything I upload here builds on top of this.